All right, guys, today we're going to talk about color, and it's going to be probably a pretty easy day for you, but you're going to need to be extremely careful about your craft. That means your neatness, okay? Today we're going to add color with the two markers that are in your packet. These were the two markers that I have, all right? And you're not just going to go ahead and fill in the color. You're going to choose 3 shapes to put color in, okay? And before you do that, I want to show you the technique I'd like you to use, and I also want to talk to you about the colors in your packets. Miss Van Moy and I, when we made up the packets, purposefully put in 1 cool marker and 1 warm marker, okay? So, as I said in the lesson, all reds, oranges, and yellows are considered warm colors, and all greens, blues, and purples are considered cool colors. So if you want to try to remember that by thinking to yourself that colors that remind you of fire are warm, and colors that remind you of grass, ocean, and Purple Mountain's majesty are cool colors, all right? So with that said, I colored in 1 shape already, and what I'd like you to do is this. In the effort to keep your coloring going in one direction, because markers can look streaky, and also to stay inside your lines, I'd like you to follow this technique, all right? So that's 1 shape that I filled in. I'm also going to fill in this shape, and the first thing I'd like you to do is give yourself a little barrier, a little boundary by outlining your shape, all right? Feel free to turn your work in any way that it's going to make it easier for you and that will prevent you from leaning your hand inside your work and possibly getting wet marker on your hand and then putting it in other places, okay? All right. Once you've outlined it, and you see I'm using the wide side of the marker, this is why I wanted to give you a demo, so you can realize that not only is there a point on your marker, but there's also a wide side that you can use. And I think the wide side will be most helpful to you. Try to color all in one direction. See how those little boundaries that I gave myself are allowing me to have a little bit more relaxation when I color. I'm using the side of my marker because this is a big shape. Now, you're not going to be able to prevent any streaking, but this will make it look a bit more purposeful, maybe purposeful texture, for example, and just a little neater. Now, if you want to disguise that, then you could just go in another direction quickly so as not to make your paper sort of peel up because it's too wet. Always try to color from one side of the shape all the way to the other side, okay? So I'm not, for example, and I'll use this one here, I'm not outlining a shape. I'm going to do it fast. And then doing something like this. And, you know, because now not only do I have these streaks that happened in the other drawing, but now I've got these overlapping marker stroke areas, which are really distracting to the viewer. That's going to be a very unattractive point of emphasis, okay? So once again, outline, give yourself some boundaries, go in one direction all the way from one side of your shape to the other side of your shape. And then if you really want to disguise that, you can do the same thing going in the opposite direction, okay? And I don't know if you can see that, but that's what it looks like going in 2 directions, all right? Okay, so I said I wanted you to choose 3 areas to color in. So now I've used both of my colors, all right? I would like you to use, you can use both of your colors if you want, or you can use either the warm or the cool in all 3 shapes. It's really, any combination is what I'd like you to do. I don't care, but I would like you to use these markers, All right, and use the side of them if it's a large shape. If it's a teeny shape, you're going to use the tip of it. All right,